Hello and welcome to the Product Biz Podcast. My name is Monica Little and I am super excited to be back here chatting with you today. And we are going to take things a little bit on the woo woo side of things because, you know, the energetics, the woo, the universe, the universal principles, the different laws of the universe have actually been a big component of multiple of my businesses and have led to an incredible understanding of how to run business and also incredible results in business. And if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, then you know I recently kind of updated my, oh my god, this sounds like so silly as I say it out loud. I updated my bio on Instagram, but essentially all of 2023 I was really focusing in on talking about Etsy. I have my Etsy algorithm secrets course that helps you get incredible results on Etsy, and I really niched down on Instagram to be about Etsy. But during this time that I niched down on Instagram for all of 2023, I've also had these incredible conversations inside Product Biz Academy about so much more than just Etsy. I have Etsy Algorithm Secrets as a course, yes, but Product Biz Academy is so much more, and so many of these conversations get so much deeper. They get underneath the hood of what's really slowing you down and stopping you. They get underneath the hood of leadership and mindset and championship mentality, and they also get underneath the hood on all these other ways to grow your business and outside of just Etsy. So, what I realized as I went into 2024, this was around December or so, is that I no longer wanted to just be all about Etsy on Instagram. I actually wanted to bring these more in depth conversations that I've been having with my members that actually lead to transformation and results on a larger scale to my Instagram. Now, why I'm saying this is to go back to how I mentioned I changed my Instagram bio. If you see it now, previously it was all about Etsy. And now it says Etsy, Instagram, wholesale, mindset, and woo. So we're bringing some of the woo, some of the mindset back to the podcast too, because these are really the conversations that I want to share with you, because most people know what to do in their business, or they have an idea of what to do, or there are 5 billion podcasts telling you what to do, 5 billion coaches telling you what to do, but they don't do it. Now, why they don't do it can be one of multiple reasons. Not having a clear and concise strategy is obviously one of the biggest reasons. Shiny object syndrome and to be jumping from one thing to another is another reason. And obviously, not having the time and energy to implement any of the tactics is a third reason. But one of the biggest things that I have found truly is understanding the more woo side of things, the universe, the principles, the universal principles of the universe, and how they work to guide you to make some of these more challenging discussions and decisions in your business. So, that is a long winded introduction to today's episode, where we're going to be talking about two universal principles that can guide you to your biggest and best year in 2024. Now, the first universal principle that I want to mention to you, this actually came up. I just got off of a Product Biz Academy call, and there was a beautiful conversation that we had inside Product Biz Academy about not spending all of your hard earned time and energy at markets. This is one of the probably most challenging conversations that I have inside Product Biz Academy with my members, because most small business owners start their business and officially call it a business when they start selling at markets. It's this little hobby, and then you decide, oh my gosh, how am I going to actually get this in front of people? And then you decide to sell at markets. And before you know it, you're selling at markets every single weekend, and you have little to show for it. I mean, sure, there may be some markets that maybe you make 500 bucks or $1,000, but when you really take all the costs into consideration and what goes into a market, they are, I mean, I'm pretty bold in this statement, one of the worst business decisions to make. Here's the example that I gave inside Product Biz Academy. So if you are participating in a market and you make $500 worth in sales, and it costs you $100 to participate as a vendor, and if your products are priced right, those $500 that you made, your costs are maybe 100, 125. Let me actually do the math. And this is to say if your products are priced right, because for most people, most small business owners, their products are not priced right. So let's say your products are priced properly with the right equation. Maybe the cost of your products is 125. So you made 500. It cost you 100 to be there as a vendor. your cost of raw materials and overhead and labor, etc., is 125 for that 500 that you sold. And then you factor in the amount of hours that you spent at that market. And you start to realize that you maybe lost some money at this market. Think about it. If you just look at your costs, you actually made $275 at that market. Now, if this market was 10 hours during the day plus 10 hours of prep the week leading up, your hourly wage for being there was $13.75, which is like minimum wage or below minimum wage in some places. So when we think about where is the best use of your time, is the best use of your time getting paid minimum wage to be at a market, or is the best use of your time learning how to create consistent online sales, which is the only way to grow a profitable and sustainable small business? Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious there, right? So one of the big things we talk about in Product Biz Academy is how to free yourself from this market hamster wheel, because people love to go to a market, get paid right away. They don't look at the big picture of maybe the actual cost of that market. And before you know it, they are on a hamster wheel going from market to market to market to market while their bank account isn't growing much. So Product Biz Academy really addresses that problem to help you create consistent online sales. Now, most of the people that come to Product Biz Academy are on that market hamster wheel, and my goal is to help them get off of that, to create those online sales so they actually have their time back to spend with their family, with their loved ones, with their kids, to enjoy life. I mean, that's what we're here to do on this planet, is to find joy in our everyday, and it's not about working to the bone. So we got on this topic during our Product Biz Academy call about markets. And we had our kickoff call about 3 weeks ago. And then we had our next call, which was today. And I had this amazing, amazing feedback from Kimberly in the group. Now, Kimberly makes these incredible fitness foods. So let me actually do it justice. FitMamaFoods.com. She makes clean eats and healthy treats for busy folks on the go. So I have actually met her. I met her from a market here in Arizona, and we just connected when I went up and talked to her, and I bought some of her peanut butter protein bars, which were fantastic. And we've been in contact ever since. And then she joined Product Biz Academy, which was so much fun because now I get to actually know her on a much deeper level. And she shared something so incredible during our call today, which I'm going to paraphrase. This is what she said. She said that on the first call of Product Biz Academy, we talked specifically about getting away from the market hamster wheel. And in the 3 weeks, that gave her permission to look at the markets that she was participating in under a microscope and actually assess, is this worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Are we making money? Is it worth it to be away from my kids every single weekend at these particular markets? Now, she's in a very even more unique situation because she sells food, and she was saying sometimes we would do these markets, and if the products didn't sell, well, they only have a limited shelf life. So now we got to figure out what to do. Otherwise, it's an even bigger cost on us and our business. So this is a big deal for her, because knowing where to sell and if it's going to be a good market or not can make or break that day's worth of income, profit, money for her and her business. And she said ever since the first call, looking at her markets under a microscope, she was able to cut off, I think she said, like 3/4 of the markets that she had planned in order to only do the markets that she knows she does fantastic in. And what came out of her mouth afterwards is the first universal principle that I want to talk to you about, which is the law of vacuum. Now, she didn't know that she was explaining the law of vacuum, so I'm going to explain it to you afterwards. But what she said is, ever since in the last 3 weeks, ever since we cut away from those markets and opened up more of our time, we have had more opportunities that had came to us than we ever thought. She said, I now had the time to reach out to retailers, and we are going to be in 2 more retail stores. And she also said that she had more online sales than she had for the entire previous month in those couple of weeks. And what this really shows, and I loved how she elaborated on it on the call, is that she actually had time to work on her business instead of working in her business. Because so often, since she has a food-based business, and this applies for product handmade businesses if you're selling a physical product as well, she said that she would spend all week long prepping in the kitchen, making the products, and then go to a market all weekend and then do it week after week after week. So she didn't have time to actually work on her business. And now that she had the permission and understood the value of her time and understood how to grow her business in other ways, now she was able to cut majority of the markets, keep the ones that she knows are extremely profitable, and actually work on her business instead of working in her business, and has already seen incredible results. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this to you on this episode is because this is the law of vacuum. Now, these universal laws that I'm going to share with you are similar to, think of the law of gravity. You don't see gravity, but you know it exists. It's a universal law. And the law of vacuum is similar. You don't see it, but you know it exists. So let me explain to you what the law of vacuum is. The law of vacuum states that when there is space, it will be filled. So here's an example. My husband and I moved to Arizona about a year and a half ago from Chicago. And when we lived in Chicago, we had a pretty small apartment because the apartments there are pretty tiny. And we moved to Arizona and we went from a 1-bedroom in Chicago, a pretty small 1-bedroom, to a 1-bedroom plus den in Arizona. And we have basically another small room here, double the rooms, and our kitchen just has a ton more cabinets. And when we moved here, I was like, wow, we have so much space. We have a much bigger closet. We have a second room. We have all this cabinetry in the kitchen, and everything was empty. I was like, we didn't have a lot of stuff. We just kind of came in with what we had from Chicago, and we had so much empty space. And it's so funny because at the end of the holiday season, after Christmas was over, we put our Christmas tree, our mini Christmas tree away. And as I was putting our mini Christmas tree away, I thought to myself, oh my God, we've been here for a year and a half. And all of that extra cabinet space that I thought we had when we first moved here is no longer available. Every single nook and cranny is full of stuff. The den is full. The cabinets in the kitchen are all full. Our closet has more items. Like every single space that we had is now full of something. And this is the law of vacuum. When there is space, it will be filled. So how this relates to what Kimberly said is she created the space for more opportunities to come to her in her business. Now, most small business owners, they say they want more sales, they want more sales, they want more money, they want more customers, they want more eyeballs, they want more orders to fulfill, but literally they have no space, time, or energy to fulfill those orders. So you're going against the universal law of vacuum because there is no space, time, energy in your day, in your own energy levels for you to have these orders. So you can say that you want orders all day long, all month long, and that you are ready for them and you wish that you had them, but if you don't have the space, they will never come. So what happened for Kimberly is that she created the space. She cut off a few markets. And all of a sudden she had time. Not only did she have time to do outreach, to find partnerships, to reach out to stores, but now she also had the energetic space and time for more orders to come to her, more online orders, and more opportunities to come to her. This is why in Product Biz Academy, such a big focus that I have is creating space, making business easier on you, and cutting out the busy work and the bullshit work that just doesn't need to be done. And this is truly why I think so many people in Product Biz Academy actually have results, because what I see happen over and over and over is so many coaches just overload their students with more. Like, okay, this isn't working, do this. And this isn't working, do this. Well, this isn't working, do this. And this isn't working, do this. And I'm so much more of the opposite of like, listen, you got to slow down and you have to really understand where your time and energy is. And you got to make your business easier on you, because you can spend all your time and energy pushing and shoving and trying to grow your business, and you're going to burn yourself out and you're going to want to burn your business down, and then you're going to call it quits. So what's the point of running a business in that way? So this law of vacuum is why with my Product Biz Academy members, there's two things I am a stickler on right at the beginning. The first one is not to do markets. Now that means different things for different people. Some people are just done with markets anyway. They wanted to stop and now they get the permission and then like, thank God I never wanted to do another market again. So I am good with dropping that from my to-do list. And on the other side, there are some people who maybe do need it from a financial point of view. So it's like, okay, limit your markets. The ones that you know are going to be where your target audience is, the ones that you know are going to be a game changer. With my small business back when I ran it, there was one market that I would do where I would make $5,000 in a 2-day market. And like, sure, if you got a market that you're making $5,000 in 2 days and the table fee is 300 or 350, less than 500, that's a pretty good return on your investment. But if you are making $1,000 and your table fee was 350, that's worth considering the cost of your products and the cost of your time for all the hours that you're there. So for the law of vacuum, the two things I'm a stickler with my Product Biz Academy members is limiting the markets that you do, and also limiting the new products that you come out with. Because those are the two ways that people get so stuck in their business. They're constantly selling at markets, prepping all weekend, prepping all week, selling all weekend, over and over and over. And if they're not doing that, then the next thing that they're doing is constantly coming out with new products. They are constantly thinking of new ideas, variations, components, coming out with new products. And when you come up with a new product, it entails buying more raw materials, experimenting, figuring out the right formulation, creating a new label, photoing the new product, editing the photo, putting it up on Etsy, putting it on your website, put it on Instagram, put it on Faire, buy new packaging. There's so many components. That's like the slimmed down version of what goes into coming out with a new product. And before you know it, all your time is spent coming out with this new product. So small business owners wonder why they're not making any sales, but the law of vacuum says that only when there is space will it be filled, and small business owners don't have any space because they're constantly coming out with new products and constantly selling at markets, which takes up all their space, time, and energy. So if you want to make more sales in your business, the key here is to make your business easier on you and cut out what doesn't work and be super selective and have discernment on where you focus your time. As soon as you do this, if you do this with positive intention, now if you do this from a place of fear, lack, or scarcity, it's not going to work out in your favor. If you do this from the place of, I'm opening up more opportunities to come to me, I'm opening up more space for these opportunities to present themselves, and I'm opening up time to work on my business instead of in my business, you are going to see massive shifts and growth in your business, which is going to be fantastic. And that story of what Kimberly said is proof that it works. So that is the very first law that I wanted to mention to you, the law of vacuum. Another way to put it, if we talk about like the universe and the universal laws, and you may think of the universe as God, source, spirit, whatever terminology that you use, and I'll shift to using God in this example, but another way to look at the law of vacuum is you can ask God all you want for more sales and more orders and more customers, but if you are stressed at your max, unable to keep up because you're so busy, not that you're busy with sales, but because you're so busy in your business, God is not going to give you more orders because God doesn't want you to be stressed. And God knows that money doesn't bring happiness. So you can say, God, I want more money. I need more money. But in order to have those prayers to actually be answered, you need to show God that you can handle your current business, your current workload, your current experience. And once you show that you can handle that by making it easier on you, then you can call in more. This is the law of vacuum. And every time you up level in this way, then we can talk about another way to up level in the law of vacuum to call in more opportunities is hiring your first employee, hiring someone to do drop offs to the post office, someone to make your products, someone to pack orders, someone to drop off product at local stores. These are ways to open up more space for the law of vacuum. So once people are off the market hamster wheel and the new product hamster wheel, that's the next step that I take them through. And it's so incredible that as soon as someone gets someone to help them and support them, they start to see more shifts in their sales as well. Again, it has to be from the positive intention though. So if you hire someone from a fear-based and have the fear-based energy, then it doesn't work. But if you hire someone from a positive energy, this will change your business. Now, I said I wanted to talk about two universal principles, so I'm going to talk about the second one really quick. And I love bringing in these Product Biz Academy examples because they're super relevant. They're super fresh for me. I'm going through it with my members right now, and I love to just share what's coming up because I know what they are going through is applicable for so many other people. And this second universal principle that I want to bring to your attention is this crazy phenomenon that happens, and I saw it happen right away after doors closed to Product Biz Academy. Within 4 days after doors closed in Product Biz Academy, there were many people that posted in our community Facebook group of that shared the incredible results that they have already seen in their business without even diving into the content. So what do I mean by this? Well, Gina from Desert Potions, and let me get everyone's Instagram handle so you can follow them. So, first person I talked about was Kimberly from Fit Mama Foods. That is her Instagram right there, Fit Mama Foods. Now I'm going to mention really quick Gina from Desert Potions. That's her Instagram right there. Well, what happened for her right after she joined Product Biz Academy? I mean, like 2 days after she joined Product Biz Academy. She primarily sells at markets, and she had mentioned that she had about 20 online sales in 2023. This is what she posted in our group. She goes, last year I started my Shopify site, and all year I had 20-ish sales. Since signing up for the course last week, I have already received 6 online orders, and I got my first wholesale order. I'm so excited for what's to come. This is within 2 days of joining. Now, Marta from Love Botanics, let me figure out her Instagram handle for you. Love.botanics. Said, I just got an order for 500 lip balms from one of my private label customers that usually orders in 150 to 200 range. Look at that. Normally 150 to 200 units, and this person ordered 500. This happened about 3 days after Marta enrolled in Product Biz Academy without going through any of the content. So this is where we get to the universal principles that I'm going to tell you about. And then Rachel. This is the last person that I want to tell you about, which her Instagram is Urton Co Wellness. URTONCO Wellness. Now, she sells aroma blends, women's blends, wellness blends, really fun stuff. And what she had posted in the group about 3 days after she enrolled is, oh my God, I got my very first fair order. I was completely surprised. So I specifically asked her, I go, oh my God, this was during the fair winter market. Did you set up a discount to participate in the market? What did they order? First of many. And what she said is, it actually made me laugh because I didn't do anything. I didn't participate in the market. I set everything up a year ago and haven't received an order at all. I feel like it's a little encouragement tap that I am headed in the right direction. So these 3 examples of Gina almost at 30% of her total online sales within 1 week. Marta having someone who normally buys 150 units buy 500 units. And Rachel getting her very first fair order without having any traction in a year, all happened within a couple days of joining Product Biz Academy. Now, why is this? Why does this happen? And this is where we get to the second universal principle, which is the law of attraction. So when you think about the energy that you are present in when you make a big investment in your business, if you join a program like Product Biz Academy with positive intention, the energy that you probably have is excitement, celebration, making big moves, possibility, what's possible, making your dreams a reality. And when you're in this type of energy, this high vibe energy of holy shit, I just invested in my business. Holy shit, this is real. Holy shit, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this happen. When you're in high vibe energy, you attract more experiences that align with that energy. That's the law of attraction. Like attracts like. So what I want you to consider, and I want you to start to notice, is the correlation between what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're experiencing. When you're thinking positive thoughts and you're feeling excitement, you are going to experience other opportunities that come to you that align with those positive, exciting thoughts and feelings that you have. And the inverse is also true. If you are in a negative pit, we all know those days that we think it can't get worse, and it does get worse. That's the law of attraction. When you're in a negative pit and all you can focus on is the negativity, you attract more negativity. So when you have this positive excitement, this celebration, this big move that you are making, you start to become a magnet for more things to celebrate and be excited about. And that's exactly what happened with those examples that I shared with you. Now, what exercise I created for my Product Biz Academy from this, once I acknowledge these types of things and I see it with my members, I'm like, how can I solidify this even further? Is I walk them through an exercise to create ideas for how they can celebrate their wins. Because essentially, that excitement and celebration energy is something that you can create and cultivate every single day in your business. And a good way to do it is to anchor to your milestones and things that you're celebrating. So what we did is we actually created a celebration list of things that people can do either free or less than $100 or more than $100, depending on how big they want to go with their celebration, that will allow them to raise their energy, just be in gratitude of what they accomplished and how proud they are of themselves for showing up. An intentional celebration that raises their energy to bring in more opportunities like a magnet that align with that same excitement energy, and also to constantly remind them of what is possible for them. Now, this is something that a lot of small business owners don't do. A lot of small business owners don't celebrate. A lot of small business owners say, okay, I'm going to tell myself good job and get back to work. But one thing I want you to get in the habit of is celebrating those wins and finding ways to raise your energy. Now, not only does this become a magnet for more things to celebrate, but also if we think more on the logical side of things, when you celebrate every single accomplishment, this can be something small that you're proud of yourself for creating a boundary, when you're proud of yourself for stepping up, when you're proud of yourself for doing something scary, if you're proud of yourself for showing your face on Instagram, or that you got some massive sales and orders. When you celebrate your accomplishments, you raise your energy, but also it helps you to complete your bigger goals because you are reflecting on the lessons learned. It makes your future achievements more realistic, that it is possible, and also it allows you to recharge. If you pause to celebrate and acknowledge all of your work, it allows you to keep going instead of just burning yourself to the ground. So what we did in Product Biz Academy, super quick exercise that we did is create a list of 10 free ways to celebrate a win, create a list of 10 ways that you can celebrate that are 100 or less, create a list that is 100 or more, 10 ways that you can celebrate as well. And this is something that you can turn to whenever you are proud of yourself and wanting to raise your energy, to call in more of the experiences that you want. So this was a little woo episode, some universal principles. We talked about the law of vacuum, that if there is space, it will come. And we also talked about the law of attraction, that like attracts like. And the beautiful thing about this is that both of them correlate to how you build your business, how you run your business, how you show up for your business. And neither of them are about doing more. They're actually both about doing less. I really do think that's why my Product Biz Academy members see results, is they have the strategy of how to do the things online, but they also have the mindset support, the energetics, the woo. And a lot of that is about making business easier on you. It's not about making business more complicated. Product Biz Academy is about foundations, making your business easier, and believing in yourself. Those are the three main pillars. And this exercise and this conversation really helps to hone in on those. Now, like I mentioned, the law of attraction and the law of vacuum is just like the law of gravity. You can't see it, but it exists. And if I leave you with one thing, it's that saying that I mentioned, to start to recognize and notice the correlation between what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're experiencing. Because you'll notice without a shadow of a doubt that like does attract like. And this is why running a business is such a big personal development journey, because if you are someone who plays the victim, who's always blaming, who wants to have self-pity, well, like attracts like, and you're going to be a magnet for more reasons to blame others, for more reasons to be the victim, and for more reasons to give yourself self-pity. But if you are someone who starts to see things as opportunities for growth, who understands that challenges are also synchronicities, who understands that every single thing is a lesson to take you to that next goal that you have in your business, and to enjoy the challenges, enjoy the hurdles, enjoy the roadblocks, enjoy every single day of the process, to be grateful for every single sale, no matter how big or how small, to be grateful for how you are growing as an individual, well, now you can see that you're going to attract much bigger and much better things towards you. So we went a little woo today. This is like intro to woo. This is not even intro 101. This is like intro, I don't even know. Intro 99, I guess. But I'd love to hear from you if you enjoyed this episode. You can send me a DM on Monica Little Coaching. still kind of playing around with what to do with the podcast for this year. I may put the podcast on a little pause. I'm playing around with it. Just right now, fully my attention is with my Product Biz Academy members because I had so many more members join in January than I ever expected. So I'm in full mode to help them grow. And it's been just so fulfilling and rewarding for me. So I'm trying to figure out how this podcast fits into this year. So stay tuned. I may be here next week. If I am, I hope you tune in. But either way, let me know what you thought of this episode. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Monica Little Coaching. And thank you so much for being here and being an ear for me to speak into and to share these insights. So I hope you have an incredible day and rest of your week. And I'll talk to you soon.